Hello, everybody. I hope everyone had a great week of trading. I know it was pretty fun for me. It was pretty fun. I wouldn't say it was the best as far as profitability. Stream, like it just yells at me to stream. I know it wasn't the best for profitability for me, but today, and you know, I'm just doing freaking prop room combines anyway, so it's not like I'm making any real money here right now, but you know, practicing. Today was good. Today was real good. You know, I had the bias based off the market maker sell model. And in the morning, it played out really well. In the afternoon, I just sort of watched because, the morning went so well. Got in a couple good ones, but hopefully you guys, I think a couple of people in the server had some good weeks. It's all about getting that consistency, you know, getting more familiar with stuff, getting more comfortable, more confident, and locking that shit in. We all see it. We all see the plays, but it's scary, you know. We'll get there. We'll get there. This is part of getting there. Backtesting. All right. I like to say that I do this every Friday, but I don't. Sometimes I'm hanging out with my wife and enjoying the night and say, screw it, I'm not going to do it. So I try to do it, you know, every night or every Friday, but definitely got to do it a couple times a month, you know, keep fresh. It has been a real game changer, honestly, with getting comfortable with stuff, and I highly recommend doing it yourself. Seeing it on the stream's great too. It's fun to have people in here. We sort of bounce ideas around. It's nice. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna close some doors, make sure I don't wake the baby. Okay, that was easy. All right, so yeah, feel free to chat in the Discord if you want, maybe an off topic or something, or chat here in the live chat on YouTube. that would be cool too. But if you're new to backtesting or the backtesting stream, what we do here is we go in replay mode. I usually go on the weekly or daily, and I just pick a range. I close my eyes, and I move my mouse back and forth and click. All right? And then wherever we land, we try to predict the coming days going through. Usually I can only go through like the 5 minute because I don't have the premium plan on TradingView. So I think the 5 minute can go back like 6 months or something. I forget exactly what the numbers are, but the 1 minute, I believe I can only go back like 6 weeks. So if that's true, then 5 minutes would be 5 times that. So it'd be 30 weeks. Whatever 30 weeks is, you know, it's 52 weeks in a year. So it's more, a little more than half a week or half a year. So we can go back on the 5 minute and we can try to plot things out. I would like to do it on the 1 minute. I think that would be the best since we do a lot of our entries on the 1 minute. But we still get a pretty good idea of where the market's going and predict, you know, where it's going to go next and see how it plays out. It's pretty fun. I know I usually learn a lot in these streams, and hopefully you guys do too. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Today, I want to focus a little more on the market maker model. Looking for that, right? Because we had one that played out on a pretty significant time frame this week, on the 1 hour time frame. And let's look at that first so that we know what we're looking at, or we're looking for. We had a sell model, so we would want to just flip it for the buy model. All right. And I should have prepared some kind of fucking slides or something. I'll look them up right now. Market maker models. But these are common. I mean, I guess you can call them patterns. It's basically a chart pattern, but it's more of a distribution model, right? And that's why it's called the market maker model. Now, I'm no expert, obviously. Please look it up yourself. Do your own research, as people like to say. I have not known about it for that long, to be honest. So, still very new. But that's what our community is all about, is everyone going out, doing their own research, coming together and trading ideas and trying to improve everyone's understanding, right? No one is an expert, right? No one is perfect. And if anyone says that this is the way to do it, this is the only way to do it, and no one else can do it the way I do it, I know ICT says that shit. Okay. I don't think he also is humble in some spots too. I don't think that's true. I think you use the methods that work for you, and it's all about making money, being profitable. So if it works, it works. All right. This is what I like. So let's look at the market maker sell model that we saw play out. Now it looks a little weird on the ES1 or ES. What does that say? ES1 exclamation. Because we had a contract swap here. If we look at the ESH, which is what we've been trading on, where the hell's the ESH? What everyone's been trading on for a while. You see it doesn't have that gap. It's still it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. All right, so we just have this little gap thing going on. We can ignore it. The market maker sell model that we saw is here on the hourly. And basically what it is an area of consolidation down low, a move up to another area of consolidation. Now this happened last Thursday and Friday, right? A strong move up, consolidation, manipulation, consolidation. Now they usually just put one kind of consolidation with a little manipulation somewhere in that. This can take different shapes, obviously, because you're dealing with a lot of activity here. But the idea is the sort of shelves of consolidation periods, and then what you can predict for the eventual final move, okay? So you get here, you get here, you get here. There's no indicator that's gonna say this is a market maker sell model right now when we're right here. But once you get here, you can start to put it together, right? Okay, we got this, this, this. A little manipulation there. Brought us back down to right about the same level. Manipulation down. Now when you start this down move, and actually when you're here, you probably should say that you're looking for a down move, because you're looking for the sell model to finish. And the sell model finishes under this original consolidation area, right? And we saw that here. Now we had a little bit of interesting activity today, high volatility. I think there's a couple reasons for that. You know, the bank issue that's going on. So we really had this huge range. But what you're really looking for is it to come down here and sort of consolidate here. What we're missing a little bit is this. You know, it's much more plain when you're looking at just one contract. When they merged the contracts in, it did look like we came way up here and that we weren't at a spot below this original consolidation. But when you look at just one contract, which is how you're going to trade, right? You're not going to be trading between two different contracts. You see the sell model played out really well. So that's what it is. Consolidation, consolidation, consolidation with these moves up in between. A little manipulation to pull us back down. Another consolidation period right around that. Manipulation bring us back down. And when this is starting, you should say it's going to end under this. And it did. It's pretty beautiful to watch. But let's look at exactly what the market maker models say when we Google them, right? I put some examples and some videos. Let me open some of these links. Make sure the links are good before I show them. So here's one, right? Market maker sell model. You see this? Now they have two areas of consolidation here. We didn't really get that. I mean, I guess sort of kind of with that one. It's just one hour candle though. You jump to the 15-minute, maybe it, yeah, you know, a little bit. So that's not always perfect, right? It's all right. Oh shit, that was ESH. No, it's fine. Not always perfect, but the general idea is that shelf, shelf, shelf. This could be here, here, or it could be, you know, sort of one move. But this is the one you care about. That last one, you want it to be right under that original one. And that's the most impactful move, right? So if you're able to, and of course, you're not just sitting here on your hands during these moves. You're making plays in this. You're making plays for that. You're making plays inside that, all this. But then once you see that red box, that second red box, you can say, this might be a market maker sell model, right? And it starts the downward move. You have a great target, right? If you want to try to play the full thing, I think that should bring some confidence, right? Consolidation, 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 consolidation. We consolidated for a while here, huh? Really stretched it out with that last manipulation. When that starts, here's your target. Low of that original consolidation, right? And we smashed it. 315 on Thursday. Broke that. And then it started its consolidation. Now, it did sort of kind of make another one today. I was looking at it on the 1 minute. And it sort of kind of made one, but it didn't come down far enough. There, it sort of kind of made one here. It didn't really come down all the way there, but it finally did, right? You know, being a little generous with calling these the models. But another thing we don't want to look for is the inverse of this, a buy model. Not exactly an expert at that either, but I guess this is what you'd be looking for there. And this is an ICT slide, which is cool to see. Consolidation, 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 and then you're looking for the last one to be above the original, right? So that would be the buy model. Okay, so that's what we're going to look for tonight. That's what we're going to put a focus on. We're going to do the same strategy, though, of just going to a random spot in the chart. If we end up not seeing any kind of buy or sell model, maybe we'll go, we'll just look through the chart. Oh, we need to put it on the good ES, the all-in-one ES. All right, so here's the daily. We know this daily, right? Damn, that looks fucking messy, huh? I'm trying to like just at a glance see if I see any of these models buy or sell on the daily. Not really. Not really. All right, so let's do our thing. Last time we went with a weekly chart and we tried to play out a whole week. That was pretty fun. Even when you know that the week is green or red, you know, you get a bias. I do this with my eyes closed, so I do not know what the next week holds, but you know, unfortunately, I know what the chart looked like, right? I know the general direction of what the chart's doing, so it's tough. I would love to be able to just like go into one of these random ones and try to play with it. But so do we do weekly or do we do daily? I'm gonna go daily. I'm just gonna go daily. And we're just gonna grab a random one here. I'm gonna close my eyes. Give me 1 second before I do that, because I want to get the economic calendar up. We do use the economic calendar to make sure we know Gotta know where we were. You know what? Advanced audio properties. Okay. I knew my mic was too low. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm pumping up the output on my mic. I was like, man, it's just never gotten to the yellow area. I think I had it at like 10. Oh, excuse me. Okay. 10's good. That seems good. Okay. We're on the daily. I'm going to set my view to this. We're going to go into replay mode. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to pick a random day. Here we go. Stop. Click. It didn't frickin' work. Damn it. Did it? Wait. Where are we at? July 2022. Great. It did work. It's like, damn, man. Okay. It looks like we had a contract or something come into play here. Maybe it's just... Man, these are daily gaps? Holy shit. That's crazy. All right. So right off the bat, what do we see? We are on July 6th, 2022. Okay. And we're really far back. July 6th to, let's just go for like a week. I want to see all the economic data just for transparency here. I guess I can put that here. So July 6th, we had, like, we are on it. Yeah, so it's already happened. So we're looking for July 7th is what is relevant. So what did we have? We had crude oil inventories, some speakers, jobless claims. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't really matter that much. Let's see what the market says we do. The price says we do. That's interesting. What's interesting is this gap. And what I sort of want to do first. Hi, my cat's in here. Hi, Marley. Yes, I see you. I sort of want to drop down to the 15-minute. And I want to draw out some... No, let's go with the hourly. I want to draw out some new week opening gaps if we have them, because those have been excellent. So Friday to Sunday. It looks like we did not have a gap here. Okay, we had a close of 391475. We had an open of 3915. It was literally a tick. Okay. It was a tick up. Do we care about a tick gap? I don't think so. I don't think we care. But that wasn't the most recent. There was this. July 3rd. Okay, so we had a more significant gap, not much more. We had a close of 3825.50 and an open of 3828.50. This was a 3-handle gap. That is significant enough. We're going to mark that one out. Okay, so that is called a weekly open gap, or NWOG, new week open gap. And you can see how price loves that shit, right? Gravitate, gravitate, gravitate. Shh. Takes off. All right, we're gonna put the CE on there, of course, because that's always relevant. We're looking at an hourly chart, remember that. Looking at an hourly. Monday, Sunday, we didn't have one there. Let's go back to the previous week. Now you might say to yourself, why don't you just look at the weekly candles? It's a good question. For some reason on TradingView, they don't line up well. It doesn't line up the same way as they line up on the lower time frames. I don't know why. I've noticed that on the daily candles and on the weekly candles on TradingView, and I don't know if it's something. I think it has something to do with like the daily candle actually closes incorrectly on TradingView sometimes. Man, what the hell is going on outside my house right now? 1 second, guys. Good thing I have cameras. There's literally nothing on my cameras right now. But I swear to God, I hear someone right outside my windows moving shit. That's fucking creepy, dude. Alright, well, whatever. Front yard camera, let me see that. Must be the neighbor. I just can't see them. Alright, it's fine. Sorry for that rude interruption there. Okay, let's look at this one. We got Friday to Sunday here, and we have a eensy weensy gap. Close is 3683.75. Open is 3684. We have another 1 tick opening gap. Okay, here's one. Here's a significant one. Now we're going to go back a while on these gaps, and I'm sorry if that's boring to go back, but look at that monster gap. Monster. Dude, what in the hell is going on outside? Like, seriously. Dude, am I going crazy? Am I insane? And I'm just hearing things? I don't think so. As long as they're not fucking with my car. Whatever. Okay. This is another weekly open gap. Once again, these are extremely significant, guys. Extremely. I can't stress it enough how much of a draw these are. And that is a monster one. All right. So we have that from a run up or a drop down. Do we care about any other ones? Yeah, let's see if there's a couple more. Let's go back a couple more. Okay, we have it here. We do have one here. I actually want to go to the 15 minute if you guys don't mind. Because I have noticed this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I know why. I know why. That's actually the close. Now, I know why this happens. It's because the hourly stops at the hour. And the 15 is the lowest time frame. Or, sorry, the highest time frame that you can do this in. Because the market stops at what? 4:45, right? So it doesn't get that last bit when you're looking at the hourly. So my bad. Let's go back through this. Sorry to torture you with new week opening gaps here, but pay attention, all right? They are very important. All right. We got the top here. And we got the bottom. Did I grab the right one? Yeah. There. Okay. Let's put the top back where it belongs. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. This candle right here, 14:45 candle, close to the open of 6 p.m. Sunday candle. This is the new week open gaps I'm talking about. Very, very significant, as ICT has shown us over the past couple weeks. We need to move this too, because this gap is actually bigger than we thought it was, which is insane. So that means we do need to go check out the other ones. Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Friday. Oh, we got that one. All right. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, and Friday. Okay, here we go. We have one here. Okay, Friday. So if it's still one tick, that'd be interesting. Looks like it is. The close is 391475. The open is 3915. Yeah. So it is one tick. We're not going to worry about that. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Friday. Looks like we might have a gap here. Was this another one ticker? Okay, we have a close here and we have an open here. This one I think might be exactly the same. Close 368375, open 3684. Okay, so that's that one tick again. Great. So we don't have to worry about those. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Friday. Okay, so that's that huge one. And we'll do a couple more here. Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. Okay, let's see what this one is. Ended there, went here. It's a little bit of a gap. We'll zoom in here. What is that? Like maybe maybe a handle. Close 410950, open 411050. It's one fucking handle. Boom. Look at that shit. One handle. Great. All right. So there's a CE on that. And I think we might be safe with just that. Let's do one more. Sunday, Friday. Okay. Here's one more. Oh, good thing we did, because look at that. We got a beast. We got a beast of a gap. Close to open. Remember, close to open, not bottom to top. It's not the same as fair value gaps. This is a weekly opening gap. ICT started talking about the opening range gap now too. Oh my god, more shit to pack in. He's got so many fucking things that he talks about, man. It's hard to keep him straight sometimes. All right, let's pull these gaps over. I think that's gonna be all. Now, you might be saying to yourself, holy shit, this takes forever. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a new chart for the first time, it should take some time. It should really take some time for you to be able to know what's going on. Remember, we picked a random spot in time. Do I know what happened around this time? Generally, yeah. Generally, I know. I know the market we're in, etc., etc. This week that's coming up, that we're going to play out, do I know what happened? Hell no. I have no idea. I have no idea how it played out. So that's what we're doing. All right, so we got those gaps lined up. Let's go back to the daily. That's where we started. We started on the daily. And we're starting on a Thursday, July 7th, 2022. So quite a bit of time has passed. Has it been more than 30 weeks? Maybe. We might not be able to do the 5 minute, and that would suck. If I had the premium, I'd be able to do 1 minute on this one. But I don't. So, okay, let's mark a couple things out on the daily. Here's our day, our previous day. So what we'll do is mark the previous high of day. This is our normal routine. Previous low of day. All right. So we want to make sure we know where those are. I think we want to probably know where this low is as well. This is south side target. We have a couple others. Does this one change that much more from that one? No, it doesn't. Not gonna mark it. This wick, I like this wick to maybe pop a CE on. All right, let's pop a CE on there. And then we want to get this low, of course, as that is a significant target. And then we want to get this high up here. That's also a significant target. Our main target here is this weekly gap. We almost dipped into that yesterday. We are on a little bit of a pullback here. It's a pullback because this is not an uptrend at all. This is definitely a bearish trend here. Now look at that. We have a daily opening gap there. Wow, that's a big one. Daily opening gap in that weekly gap as well. Now the daily opening gap has the same issue. So we'll want to go back there. Let's look at what was that day. That was Friday to Monday, Friday, June 10th. Oh, that's just a weekly opening gap, but we marked it out. We marked out the actual gap. You see how that doesn't line up? It's because the data closing on the 45-minute mark fucks with it. All right. What else do we have? We have a little bit of a BPR kind of, sort of right there. I mean, definitely a daily gap, right? Fair value gap. A one-day fair value gap. We're going to mark the CE of that. Isn't it interesting that the CE of that weekly gap is also the top of that daily gap, meaning this candle bounced right off the CE. So we're talking 389275. Let's see how precise this is. We want to look at the low of that candle. 389275. Low of that candle. 389250. One fucking tick. It's amazing. So it came one tick from the CE before pulling up a little bit and ending in a down candle. Pretty interesting. Broke through the next day. Came down here. Now, we'll figure out what we bounced off of there. We'll put a line on that because we want to figure that out. I'm guessing there's probably some order block there, or it's maybe in this wick. I'm actually sort of surprised it didn't hit the CE of that wick. But we'll see what that is once we jump to the lower time frames. On the BPR, we do have another gap over here. We are not going to care about that one. And the reason is when you have a BPR, I feel like you should only, and I've heard this before, this is not just me making something up. I've heard that you should care more about the smaller of the two gaps on either side. You can use both. But the smaller on either side, you see this? There's a smaller one here. If we played that out versus this one. Now this is a different situation because it's actually a BPR that was created so it could break through here, right? You see that a lot. That kind of play, right? It's making the swing high to break. Little manipulation. Of course, we have a gap. It's a strange gap here because it is a daily fair value gap. It's almost that whole candle. But it's also in a weekly gap. So what I think I'll do here is just mark the top and bottom and the CE of that. So we'll say gap bottom. We'll say gap top. And then we will say, here's the CE. Okay, these are just significant points where we're looking for as targets and points of reversal, if it makes sense. Now, we got to start building a narrative. We got to start building a narrative here. What else do we want to find out about this daily chart? Well, one other thing I'm looking at is a breaker. Right? We see the breaker. High, low, higher high, lower low. So I just got a notice that I had motion in my backyard. Who's at my house? A lot of times it's just like a bug or something. Yeah, I think we're good. Man, that camera is terrible though back there. Need to switch that one out. Anyway, okay. So is this a breaker? I don't know. It might be. If it is a breaker, it would be this candle, I believe, as the breaker candle. Bearish breaker, and that checks out, right? Higher high, lower low. Now I think generally when these happen, there's not this like consolidation period, but I don't know. I sort of like it. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. Breaker. Yeah. Let's keep it in mind, but not put it on today. We'll just like put it over here. So we can reference it when we look at the daily and see if it mattered. Clearly it did not break through that yet, and that could be a point where we're gonna head for more downside, but it also could just go through it. I'm not huge on the breakers, especially on the daily, but we are building a lot of stuff. We are building up a lot of cases above us. Do we have anything below us that would make any sense to why we okay. So what I'm looking at here are these equal lows, right? It's 3 of them on the daily. It's pretty significant. So let's put an SSL there so we can keep an eye on that. It did break it with that, swept, just totally swept that. That's strong. That's really strong. We could be in a reversal spot here and breaking this swing high here. The swing high. I mean, it is a good sign. I think that bearish breaker would just be a little bit of a speed bump there. But let's see how it plays out. Obviously, we know what happened in the market, so that's the part that sort of sucks about this whole thing. Back testing like this. Wish I could go back further is really the problem. Be really great. Okay. So how are we feeling? Are we feeling bullish? Are we feeling bearish? Overall, we're definitely bearish, right? I want to check this. Golden fib. All right, golden fib is right at the gap top of this daily gap from this candle on a Friday. So that's pretty interesting. It's also BPR. Here's a gap. Okay, so we have a 1-day gap there. Is that a target? Definitely could be. We'll look for other things within that gap to see if they could be targets. But with the lows that we just swept to the left, I mean, it did provide a pump. It did provide a pump. Is that enough of a pump? We have a potential bearish breaker. No, excuse me. It's already 11 o'clock. We have a potential bearish breaker there that we just tapped into and went off of. Let's see where we bounced. Let's go to the 4 hour. So we have this like shelf of liquidity down here. That is quite the juicy target. Where did we bounce from? Sweeping that, I guess. I mean, that's the first one. That's the first little bit of liquidity. Tapped on a gap. All right, we tapped right into this gap, 4 hour gap. I mean, yeah, it could be. Could be. I'm just not super sold on it. I mean, it was an order block as well. Let me see this. Okay. We're in golden fib territory here. From this whole move up, this is golden fib territory for a move back up. Now, remember the overall sentiment is bearish. We did hit a bearish breaker on the daily. Oh, this is a daily open gap here. That's pretty interesting. It didn't actually hit it. Okay. Bearish breaker. Come down. Golden fib. Into the, like, swept this low. Order blocks. That's a good size one there. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's the first PD array within the golden fib, and that's a little bit of the thing you look for. On the hourly, Huh. I think no, that's not the same one. I was like, man, I think I remember that. It's not the same one. This is tough. Daily gap, hit the CE. Recoiling. We had that little bit of a reset there. Yeah. It's always tough, isn't it? Now we'll want to see what the overnight does. That's going to give us a lot of information. A lot of information. Are we? Yeah, we're starting on Thursday. Let's go to the 15-minute to see if this gives us anything. I mean, we swept this swing high. Yeah, no matter that we did sweep a big pool liquidity on the daily here, I just can't get over all this stuff that's in the way of it achieving higher highs here. It just doesn't seem likely, right? This looks a little bit like a sell model, but it didn't actually play out, huh? Looked like it was going to. And maybe you can say it did. Yeah, it sort of did. It sort of did. Consolidation. 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 Little one. Bigger one. Same level. And then we drop down below this one. That's fucking amazing, man. That is so crazy. And then after that, it just sort of is doing its own thing. Sort of reset after that. Do we have the opposite here? No. I'm not seeing a buy model. I am seeing a sell model here. Jesus, this is so crazy. All right. Do we see anything slapping us in the face right now? I mean, the only thing that would have me leaning toward bullishness is going back to the golden fib, but that's not, it's not always guaranteed. It's just not always guaranteed. We're on the 15-minute right now. I don't know if I can go to the 5-minute, so we might have to play this at 15. All right. So we'll play this at 15-minute. It goes pretty quick at 15. But I want to see how the pre-market plays out. And I'm going to mark 8:30 price. And I'm going to mark 9:30 time, not price. We'll mark those prices when they come up as well. But okay, let's move forward. Bias here, bias here, bias here. Seems like manipulation. Swept that high. Yeah, I could see this coming down, sweeping that stuff down there. Let's see what it does. We did have a fair value gap right there. So the current draw on liquidity, I would say, is this swing low, bottom of gap, this new week open gap, then this shelf down here, right? But we don't have much time till 8:30. Let's see what London does. London, we'll mark London as well. There's London. Okay, so those are the time frames we're looking at. This other stuff is kind of random sometimes. But yeah, there we go. We're taking that. Okay, that was the first target. And then we're going to go to new week open gap right here. Let's watch it go. All right, it's taking some liquidity. All right, it came back to take that. It's pretty interesting. I still believe in the general direction, but let's see what happens. Just created a BPR. I mean, it's pretty interesting. I wish we could go lower time frames. It'd give us a lot more information. But we are on the 15 minutes, boys and girls. We gotta push up. Alright. So London's coming up. And we have a mother flippin' buy model, don't we? So previous high of day is, I guess, probably the target here. Let's see what London wants to do. Okay, hit that CE. And lots of choppiness here on the 15-minute. Can't get over that CE, that order block. All right, 8:30's coming. We didn't do anything at London, did we? This is a little search and destroy. Just was going high, low, high, low, high, low. It's fine. We did hit our first target, so that was pretty good to see. We could have had a decent play. I mean, 13 handles, you know. Dude, that's why today was so shocking, because we were having candles that were 10 handles long. 1 minute candles that were 10 handles. That's an insane jump in price. Insane. It's $500 per contract. All right, so we are currently at 8:15. We want to try to predict where this is going from here. So our initial bias said new week opening gap. We also said this is sort of a buy model, I guess. Sort of, kind of. Didn't really. Wasn't perfect. Wasn't perfect looking, but you know, we got the two different levels of consolidation. So I think we're sort of reset here. Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see what it's going to do at 8:30. So there's 8:30. It's just really having trouble with this CE, but it looks like it's going to bust through. Now, so we had two narratives, right? Okay, what does it look like when it wants to go bullish? What does it look like when it wants to go bearish? We do want to mark out 8:30 price. But I want to, midnight price as well. Sorry. Forgot that one. All right. So we're at 9 o'clock. Let's go one more tick. 9:30. What do we do? What is our first target? On the bull model, sorry, I didn't get back to that. On the bull model, it says we go up to here, 3,997.75 as a golden target. All right. We have a new week open gap here. We have a new week open gap here. We are right between them right now. Right on a CE of a 1-day gap. That's pretty damn close to the middle. Okay, if I had to bet on this right now, I would bet we sweep a little bit down and then we start heading up. Let's see. Okay. Previous day taken. That's cool. I got it right. We are nearing the CE of the new week open gap. That would be a big target there for sure. Let's see if we get there. 389.275. We do not yet. We do not yet. That's a 15-minute gap. But it looks like this is going to create some kind of BPR. Let's see. Oh, there we go. We got the CE. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, we got the CE. So where do we go from here? That's 1045. Quite high. We either consolidate or go up more, I think. Let's mark out lunch. Actually, lunch is right there, so. And then lunch. What does lunch do? If we're going to continue a move up, lunch goes for lows. Probably this one, right? So let's see if it does. We're already at 12:45. It hasn't done that yet. There's 1 o'clock, and it did sweep a low. Right here. So the PM move. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So lunch did sweep a low. It did not sweep a high. It couldn't. It was already high. We do have some order blocks and stuff that we're working through, but they're just going to offer very slight resistance, I think. We're at 3,900. 3946.75 is a CE. Does that make any sense to go all the way up there in the afternoon? I could. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I would want to see what happens when it hits 3,906.50, the top of the new week open gap. So let's see it do that. Or not do that. Maybe. We got to mark out end of day. It goes so fast on the 15-minute, huh? There it goes. New week open gap has been traded through. We're at power hour. We're in a bull run. We are 30 handles away. I don't think we get there. I would call probably some consolidation. I would look for consolidation. What does our projection tool say? Our projection tool says we can get around there. Let's see how that works out. And then do some consolidation. No, it's just going to be consolidation. Yep, that makes the sense. That makes the most sense. A little manipulation outside of the gap, but holding into the gap to finish the day up. That was a nice little bull run, right? That was a nice little bull run. We are at the end of the day. We'll see what the we want to stop there, but we'll see what the last candles do. Not much. All right, just consolidating. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I think we called it pretty well. It was going to make a shot up at 9:30, and it did. The top or the bottom of this gap is really what I want to see it to go to before we start another leg down, but that's on a bigger scale. So another thing we want to be aware of is if we go to the top there to the bottom here, we put a golden fib on, we're actually way above, so we're in technically like a manipulation, I guess, from this kind of sort of buy model that played out. But let's look at the daily. We'll do one more day of this. So you see on the daily what happened. We're in the bearish breaker. We made it through the weekly gap. We did not revisit that gap. We made it through that daily gap. And we're looking to make a new daily gap, right? If this continues up. Now I think that makes sense. We got to the golden here. We swept a good liquidity. And the golden from this is going to be up here. So let's just use that as our bias right now. We want to clear some things. And we did go into gap bottom there. Okay. Previous high day, previous low day. 830 price. We'll mark those back out. High of day. And low of day. Okay. All right. So our bias is going to be continuing this run up to this fair value gap. There should be some reaction to sweeping this 39.50 area. But let's see how it plays out. I'm not even gonna go into the other time frames. We'll go straight to the 15-minute, and we'll see how this goes. First thing we want to do is mark out our 3 a.m. London Open, our 8:30 a.m. and our 9:30 a.m. our 12 p.m. and our 1 p.m. Those are the session breaks. Not many candles in between there when you're looking at 15 minutes. But let's see what the overnight does. We actually opened with a gap. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But we did open with a gap, so we will mark that out for sure. Close to open. Close to open. Okay? Not bottom to top. Like a fair value gap. Close to open. All right, daily open gap. Got that. Not going to worry about a CE. Let's see how this session goes. If I were to bet on it, I would say that it at least comes down and sweeps this low. So let's put that as a target. I don't know if it does it overnight. It's really tough to say what overnight does because sometimes it just does nothing. It just moves like a freaking tortoise. But this definitely happens most of the time. If there is a daily open gap, it will trade through it. Usually. All right, we're actually trading through it pretty often. Swept highs, started heading down. Oh, going back up. Just swept these very recent lows. I mean, it's just sort of kind of search and destroy here, huh? Just flirting around that gap. There's that low. That's what we wanted to see. Swept that low, 3889.25. Let's see if it continues down. Yeah, I was betting on not. Well, might surprise me. I mean, it's pretty big to sweep such a big liquidity in the overnight session. This next one, those are on the chopping block, of course. It got one. It would be very surprising if it gets another before London Open. And it does not. So, London's coming, next tick. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it doesn't continue down and take some of these liquidities. The other option is to head back to daily opening gap, but I don't know. I don't know if I see that happening. First move was down, it seems. It did go and take the high though. Man, I know that's really small. It's hard to see these candles. Sorry. It did go and take the high before coming back down. So it could be on its way down. Nope, it's not. It is going up to that daily open gap. You see that? To the tick. Hit the top of it. Came back down. Doesn't mean it's done. But our overall bias of being bullish to this gap up here in the coming days makes sense still. Let's see what London does. I would want it to... It doesn't really matter. But it did sweep those lows again. That's nice. And came strongly off of that. So, yep, it's just doing some liquidity runs. Took highs here, and it took it. It didn't sweep it. So this looks pretty good for a longer run. Possibly up to this. Definitely up to that. Yep, there we go. There's a liquidity target here, and it actually touched it perfectly. I would not expect London to keep going this strong for much longer. But let's see. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. The reason is that's quite a push for London. 84. I guess it's only 20 handles, man. Oish, oish, oish. 884 to 906. Wow. Seems like a lot of work for 20 handles, right? That's why you need to trade New York. Headed back down. Little BPR, but I think it's still, this is still an upward move, right? I think it'll chill until New York, though. I don't see any major moves in play. All right, 8:30's coming up. So overnight, we swept lows and then started a bull run. Is 8:30 going to finish it? Going to continue it? 9:30 going to pop it off as well? I believe so. It makes sense. Previous high days in the sites, equal highs here. We want to sweep some liquidity down though. Okay, well that's quite a sweep of liquidity down. We must have had some freaking news that I'm not paying attention to. We did. Non-farm payrolls. Non-farm payrolls. Unemployment rate. Fuck. Can't trade the news. Okay, well, we wouldn't be trading that for sure. 8:30, we'd be sitting out because that can happen, right? Took all of those lows. Didn't just sweep them, took them. So we'll see how it reacts from here, but we would not be playing this right now. Okay. Like went through this whole gap. It's a big gap there. Let's see what we're looking at 9:15. Okay. So that was a shift. A little bit of a shift. Not crazy. And honestly, it's not that crazy. 01 to 79 is, yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot. 9:30. It's really hard to tell what we're going to do at 9:30 at this point because we have such a big gap in here. We don't have any liquidity to look at right at the moment. But I would say it probably keeps the bear run going. Okay. Swept low. Little liquidity. So it's on some uppies. And some downies. This is non-farm payroll. All right. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. Breaker. Oh, that's fucking beautiful. This is the breaker. Look at that. That's what it rejected on the run up. But push through that like a champ. And we're heading for the AM session here. It's definitely going to take those equal highs. Probably going to take previous high of day. Yeah, there we go. Does it have more from here? It's 11 a.m. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be out of juice now. There's probably not much to get, though. So that's another consideration you have to make is like, okay, what liquidity did it take and what's left? Right, there's a gap here. So let's mark the high as a buy side liquidity target. And just know that that's the bottom of a 15-minute gap as well. All right, next. So, I mean, I think it makes sense to go take that before lunch. Let's see. We're at 11:30. It's probably not. Let's see. Yeah. No, it left it. All right, that's fine. It just was going for this. Lunchtime. If we are gonna push up more, we want to see it to sweep this low. And there's not much else to do other than that one low. So there's that one low. And it's not looking great for continuing the run up. Or is it? Oops. Golden fib. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's see it continue the run up. We're out of lunch now. The next thing we need to worry about is 1600. All right. It's really tough for me to say which way it's going here on the 15-minute chart. It's non-farm payroll. It's been all over the place. It could very well just complete this BPR. That would not surprise me. It would also not surprise me for that golden fib to serve as a reaction point to take it up through these equal highs here, the high of the day. So slightly leaning bullish, but let's see how it goes. All right. Yeah. Bullish. I want to see highs. Highs of the day. That was a good liquidity to take, but I want to see high of the day. I want to see high of the day. Come on. This little bastard. It's not going to do it. All right. Well, it was close. Non-farm payroll. That happens a lot of times too. Probably stopped at an order block. Yeah, we're heading into midnight now. Usually I do relatively long streams. Tonight I am tired. I'm super tired. But I think that was a pretty fun backtesting experience. I didn't really see too many market maker models. This one you could kinda, I guess, say it is, but not really for a buy model. You know, you're really looking for those patterns that are like an M, kinda. You know, a crooked M. They seem to play out not super duper often, but relatively often. You want to look for buys or sells on that model. I mean, the main thing we're looking at when we're scrolling around looking for this are where the areas are. I mean, you can sort of say this is one here, and it might look better on a daily. But it's not great either. It's not perfect. So anyway, that's an interesting one. It's been fun. Had a good time doing the back testing. Definitely got to do this. Try to do this every Friday. It's cool to see how some of these things play out. We'll take the replay off. Once again, look at this one. All right. Now that's a nice looking market maker sell model. Boom, 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 boom. Remember, this is a merge of contracts, so it looks a little weird, but you get the point. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up now. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys learned a little about how I do my prep and how I set my bias and how I set my targets. All of this is from ICT, Inner Circle Trader. Go look them up if you want to learn. I'm just starting my learning journey. This is just a way for me to hold myself accountable, you know, and put in the work at learning this. Do not take this as expert advice, please. If you want to learn this, go learn from him. Go do his 2022 mentorship. It's all on YouTube for free. He is the one that came up with all this stuff. So get all the info from him. But if you would like to join the community, the link is in the description. My community. Just a bunch of people trying to figure it out, you know, trying to figure out and learn this theory, these methods, and trading live throughout the day, talking about theory, asking questions, sharing videos, sharing knowledge. It's always going to be free, so I hope I see some of you there. We've got a good group of people, I think. And everyone's doing a really good job at progressing and learning this theory. It's tough. It's not easy, and you know, it's easy to find misinformation too. So that's why it's good to have people around that can share ideas. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Have a great weekend. Hope you had a